Hey, thank you for clicking on the video. Now do yourself a favor and subscribe. Alright, so years ago I've started collecting diecast cards in 1/43 scale, and there's even a video on my channel. But because I collect other stuff, I had to stop that. From time to time though, I still got like a Burago, Hot Wheels or Matchbox 1/43 diecast, not just because the prices are low for the regular stuff, but also because these are more fun. And I don't know what happened, but since January I got really hooked into collecting Hot Wheels. I absolutely love my collection and I'm so proud I only bought what I like. And I'm a real collector, meaning I get fantasy castings too, since this is what Hot Wheels started with. And I open all the castings I like because the most expensive Hot Wheels ever are not kept in a package. So just like with everything I collect, there's a lot of variety here too, and you can pretty much still get all these. I have regular mainline, silver series, and a bunch of premium, and the vintage premium. So I've paid from 0 to around 12 euros for these. I've literally paid with change for some of the mainline, change I would have never used for anything else. So if I like a casting, I'll buy it. If I like at least 2 castings from a set, I'll buy the whole set and probably sell the rest. Also, I don't necessarily care about the artwork on these. For example, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but you'll see a lot of Star Wars here. And by the way, I will do a wheel swap on most of my mainline and probably a chrome delete. I'm so excited to do that, I already bought a bunch of wheels. I'm gonna make my own super treasure hunt and premium stuff. Anyway, I will try to keep this video short. I have about 160 items here, which is a good start for a collection. Then I'll talk about what I dislike and like about collecting Hot Wheels for just 3 months. Okay, so the first thing I don't like is the price. Why exactly the fuck do I have to pay 9, 10 euros or more for premium when these shits cost about $4, $5 in the US? Also, Mattel not shipping to Eastern Europe in 2026 is fucking ridiculous and disrespectful. And let's talk about this cancerous community. These assholes who hate fantasy castings and the grown-ass men who cry because they cannot find some toys in stores. And the scalpers who are the cancer of any hobby. By the way, even I got hooked in this shit, I did buy a few extra Ferraris, the excuse being I'm gonna trade. I also hate the resellers, the assholes who raid the stores for the best castings, and especially those piece of shit store workers who get everything out of the boxes before adding the items to shelves. I was recently in a shop where they had the sealed box, and after I was allowed to open it, I was told they cannot really sell me those items because the management said so. It's all good though, I filed all kinds of complaints. Moving on. Some castings just have a trash quality, the windows are scratched out of the pack, the paint is chipped, and the graphics just wipe off. The scale is really off on some of these. And there's too many designs that look nothing like the art on the card. There's way too much chrome for my liking, but I understand these are just toys made for kids and they need to be flashy. Also, these are just toys. We are grown-ass men buying and collecting toys. This hobby can get pretty addictive, you can easily start to buy crap you don't really need. I do also need to point out that even though I don't like card collectors, I did get a lot of sick, sealed, brand new vintage premium sets, so I guess it's okay to be a card collector. And finally, why do all these asshole collectors on YouTube look the same? Fat, bearded, bald, middle-aged men. And if you're offended by that, I'm also a fat, bald, bearded, middle-aged man. So you can just fuck off. And by the way, this is something I wanted to say for a long while. Seriously, clean your disgusting fingernails when you show off something on video. In general, I'm sick of seeing fucking assholes that show something and the only thing I see is long, dirty ass fingernails. Okay, so I will say it again, I'm extremely proud of my collection and I think it's a very good start. This is a very nice hobby, so enjoyable to get into. Some castings still have a good price. I adore some of these, for example the Mod Rod, VWT2 Custom, the Long Block, Diora Twin Mill Bone Shaker, and the Chevelle Wagon, Greenbrier, Rolling Thunder, Metro Rail for the premium stuff. This doesn't really have real rider tires, so I've contacted Mattel and the issue was fixed extremely nicely and to my liking. So to me this is proof of a strong company that knows how to make a customer happy. Alright, so this video was a lot of work. Let me know what you think about my collection, which one of these is your favorite, and if you have any questions. By the way, I have more real vintage diecasts coming from the 90s to early 2000s. I'm extremely excited to unbox them and you should definitely subscribe. But anyway, thank you for watching.